I just want you to know, when I started making this video, the sun was out more, the light was nice and bright in here, but now it isn't. Hey, it's me, Peggy. Long time no see. We haven't done this in a while, have we? I'm sorry I've been away so long. Well, I kind of am, and I'm kind of not. I thought I'd try and do this one without baby this time because he's wonderful and amazing, and I love everything, but he's very noisy and demanding for lots of attention. He needs lots of play and stuff like that, and I can't do that if I'm trying to record, so I'll try and do a little one with him maybe next time. I don't know. So anyway, long time no see. I know it's been far too long, but my God, my life's been a crazy, crazy space ride with lots of nuts things like, wars and stuff going on in outer space, and it's just been nuts. How did I end up with a baby, we may ask? So I guess when I left off properly, I was very much struggling with my mental health. My physical health, because I'd lost some weight, my mobility started to be a little bit better. I'm sorry, this is wobbling. It is what it is. I started getting out, doing a bit more around the house and things like that, and being able to go and visit friends, which was really, really lovely. I tried not to overdo it still. Anyway, during one visit to a friend, one of their friends popped in, and it happened to be this wonderful man called Rich. And there was something very, very special about him. Still is. He's a very special guy. There was something so special about him that after 12 years of being single, and I stayed that way on purpose, but after 12 years of being single, I guess I allowed myself to be in a relationship, maybe. I don't know. I just knew that I wanted to know him. I wanted to be around him, with him, if I could. And we did. We got together. We started seeing each other, and he was just so wonderful to me. He just looked after like everything that I needed. He would just, like at the beginning when I was very unwell, I didn't want him to see me like it. And so I'd kind of keep him at bay, and he would text me and say, do you want a drink, or, from the shop, do you want me to get you some cherry coke or something? Because that was always my go-to when I was feeling terrible, was cherry coke. It's a bit of a comfort thing, I think. I don't know. And he'd just drop these things off by the front door and leave them. He was so respectful. And then, when things were getting super serious, we spoke about children, and I said to him, like, this is super important because he is younger than I am. He's about 10 years younger than I am. Well, he is 10 years younger than I am. And I said to him, I can't really have any more children. I'm sick. I can't look after them. I can't raise them. It would be far too much. So if children was something you wanted in the future with somebody, then, it's not going to be me going forward, and he did think about it for a while. He didn't just go straight and jump into, no, I want to be with you. But he did think about it. Got my head in there. I'm in bed because of a huge flare-up. I'll have to go into that at some point. But, yeah, so we decided, that obviously children was off the cards for us. We were very careful, very careful. And so when I started getting sick in October, I thought maybe it was just another flare-up or a stomach bug or something. I didn't know. I was just constantly being sick so much. I couldn't keep anything down, not even water, and this was going on and on and on for months and months. I saw the doctor, who told me that they wouldn't give me any anti-sickness pills. I was losing weight. I was getting really dehydrated. My eyes were like vibrating. Like, it was awful. Because I didn't want any symptoms hidden. yeah, so there was that. But that I had a hernia and I'd need an operation, I'd need a scan first and all this and the other. He went all through all that with me. Because, you know, by December it was quite noticeable that I'd lost quite a bit of weight, but I had this lump in my stomach that was just solid and there, but it wasn't like front and center like what you are when you're pregnant normally. It was off to the side, and rather than a round shape, it was like a almost like a snake egg shape. So, and because I was so sick, pregnancy wasn't something that I thought could be a possibility. With how careful we'd been as well. So then, you know, I was sick and sick and sick, and everybody was getting very worried. Rich was beside himself with worry. And then in January, I think like the second week or something in January, I can't remember now. Anyway, in January, I then went back to the doctors, determined to get some anti-sickness pills, because at this point, like, it was awful, absolutely awful. I couldn't move. I was stuck in bed. I couldn't move. Everything was like vibrating and moving around me that shouldn't be. So I went back and I saw a new doctor I'd never seen before. She's a woman, and I said to her, basically, I'm not leaving without any anti-sickness pills. So, you know, I was like, give me some. I'm not leaving without any. You have to at least give me a week off. Give me a week, a day, anything. So she handed me this prescription of anti-sickness pills. She put it on the table. She said, all right, she said, now tell me everything from the beginning. Tell me what's been going on. So I told her everything from the start of the sickness to the hernia diagnoses to everything. And she said, okay. She said, can I have a feel of your tummy? So I popped on the bed and she felt my tummy and looked rather horrified, honestly. She said to me, this doesn't feel like a hernia. She said, at all. She said, look, she said, this could be something like a fibroid, like a really big fibroid. She said, but I don't think so. She said, you need to go and have a scan like within the next day or two. And I was like, oh my God. And I thought it was cancer. I really thought they were going to tell me it was cancer. I was absolutely petrified. And so, God, it's gone really dark now, hasn't it? Sorry about that. I don't know if I can turn the brightness up anymore on this. Can I? What's that? Is that brightness? I think it is, but I don't think it's doing anything. Anyway. Brain fog, where have we gone? Anyway, I go to the scan. And not only is there a baby inside of me, but this baby is of 6 months gestation. So I was 6 months pregnant. They told us it was a boy, and they checked. I have to say, the sonographer was absolutely amazing. She spent so long with us, and she really did a proper in-depth scan and really scanned everything. And because the thing was, I hadn't known I was pregnant, so I was taking all of my medication, my epilepsy medication that can cause defects and all these things, and I absolutely just worried throughout the whole pregnancy. Well, the rest of the pregnancy, we didn't have long to worry, I guess, but it was such it's so just messed with your head, messed with my head. It really messed with my head. Which everyone's, because this is such a shock. Like, this is out of the blue. I've got 2 adult sons. My eldest son's 24 years old, and I was about to have a baby. I was 40 years old, chronically ill, and about to have a baby. We had a few problems during the pregnancy. It was right slap bang in the middle of the lockdowns, in the middle of the pandemic. My healthcare was little to none. I could probably count on one hand how many times I saw my midwife, any midwife. I never saw a consultant. So yeah, the labour was pretty awful too. But at the end of it, we have this amazing little boy. If I can figure out how to add pictures on this, I'll add some pictures somewhere. I don't know. Try over here. I don't know. My brain's just gone to mush since having him, honestly. I don't think I have a brain. But, you know, it's tough. I'm not going to lie to you. Having him is wonderful. And I absolutely adore him. Every little, tiny little centimetre of him. I love him. And he's just amazing. He does so many things, and everything he does is amazing. I mean, it's like, he's 5 months old, just over 5 months old now. He's just getting so big. He was this scrawny little thing when he was born. He was so tiny. And to see him now so healthy and strong, he has reflux, which is an added problem because he's up a lot during the night, and we have to rock him and sitting him up and do all these different winding techniques, and all nights are the worst, and it's just sometimes, and he's in so much pain sometimes, and now he's teething as well, which is extra fun on top. But it is so hard. I had that hypermus, whatever it's called, sickness that I had during pregnancy. And do you know, it was awful. I might even make a whole video about it. I know it's about sick, but you know, I don't feel people know enough about it, and I don't feel people realise how bad it is. I lost much weight, much weight. And it has left me with a lot of issues around food. The sickness feeling comes back every time I go through my menstrual cycle. My period, should I say? I guess, because menstrual cycle is a whole cycle, but you know what I mean. It was awful. And so, yeah, I have lost an awful lot of weight. That's, I don't know if you can tell or not, but it is what it is. The problem is I keep losing weight because I keep going off food and whatnot. So I'm a bit of a mess at the moment. I never even got a 6-week check. Our healthcare has been awful, and I know COVID has been bad, right? But I just think, you know, if I'd been a first-time mum, like, I wouldn't. And the health visitors just been absolute. I mean, I think we've cancelled one appointment. That's the only appointment we had to cancel because he wasn't very well. Apart from that, I think he's seen the health visitor twice. I think he's like, it's not good, not good. I didn't get my 6-week check up, and I don't feel I'm right. I feel there's something wrong with my insides. I have to go to the doctors. I know I do. But there we are. Anyway, I hope this video was a point to this video. I don't know. But I wanted to say hi, I guess. I hope you're all doing well. I know that I've been away, but I do think about you all, you know, all those who I chat with and stuff, and, you know, I'm over on Instagram. If you want to ever see me, like, I don't post as much as I used to because of baby, but pop over to Instagram at Miami and Fibro, and we're there. You'll see lots of pictures of the baby over there too. He is the cutest. Absolutely adore him. I'll try and do a video with him next time. It won't be a long video, it'll only be a short video because his attention span is like he's so clever, he just wants everything. Anyway, I think I'm going to go because this video has been going on way too long. I'm in bed right now. Daddy's taken the little one out so I can rest because I am coming out of a... Thanks, cat. Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay. I was going to say, I'm coming out of a massive flare-up. So, on that note, I'm gonna go, and I hope you're all doing great. And if you're not, rest and be as well as you can, and look after yourselves. It's lighting. Thank you very much, Kat. I will hopefully see you again soon. I'll try not to leave this so long. I might do another video soon about how it affects me having a flare up. With the baby, because daddy has to be mummy and daddy for a while, and he has to take the baby away during the day so I can rest and stuff, and it's horrible. I hate it. I hate being away from him. I hate having to rest. I just hate it. I feel my energy levels are a little better after having him, but obviously they're still not great if I'm having these flare-ups. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Catch me on Instagram, and I'll see you soon. Bye.